Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for um, just taking out time in your busy day to come and read with me. I am your host. My name is Dolores Davis. I am Dolores, should I say, like it says in my link, Dolores the poet. I am Dolores, which is my first name. The poet is the name in which I write under and also present this to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are literally just trying to get the secrets that has been written from kingdom leaders in these books that's all around us with the secrets to how to begin going forward faithfully into the things of God and into fulfilling our purpose. So we are truly grateful. We're thankful. We just want to welcome everyone, and we're going to get right into reading. This is 45 minutes of reading and just maybe discussing little points here and there where we can talk about which we've read out of the book. Let me just say, we're reading Unstoppable by Dr. Cindy Trim. Let me hold that up so you guys can see it. And we're beginning now again. We're continue our reading on page 22, and it goes as such. The truth is what others are or are not doing is irrelevant. Your own growth is the fruit of success. When you compete with yourself, you look for positive change, improvement, and personal development. Over time, this is not an overnight job. Okay? This is not an overnight job, but a lifelong quest. You begin to ask questions like, what can I do today that I couldn't do 5 years ago, 1 year ago, 6 months ago, or even yesterday? You recognize that you may not be where you want to end up emotionally, financially, in your relationships, or with your career, but you are on your way. You are making incredible progress day by day. When my niece was 2 years old, I observed her running from one end of the hallway to the other. When she got to the first end, she would throw up her arms and shout, I won. She did this for 5 straight minutes. Wow. Until I asked her, what is you doing? In her Mickey Mouse voice, she said with a glint in her eye, I race with myself and I win. That's awesome. Since you are measuring personal growth against your own personal potential, the first step is this competition with yourself, is to tap into that self belief, to get closer on your personal identity, to understand who you are and what you really want. Where are you now versus where you want to go? What is the most important to you? What's most important, right? And mostly importantly, how will you become the person built the career built? Wait, I'm sorry. Let me read that again. What is most important to you? And most importantly, how will you become the person, build the career, and create the life in which you desire? Victor E. Frankl wrote, in man's search for meaning, everyone has his little own specific vocation or mission in life. Everyone must carry out a consecrate assignment that demands fulfillment. Therein, he cannot be replaced, nor can his life be repeated. Thus, everyone's task is unique to his specific opportunity to implement it. You have a purpose and a mission that is unique only to you. Until you know and acknowledge who you are, it is impossible for you to fulfill your purpose. For this reason, we will begin this journey by discovering your true identity. The first of the four core pillars in my core four empowerment program, the ultimate goal of living what I call an empowered life, is your ability to fulfill your purpose, your own particular assignment, mission, or calling, as some describe it, would be different because they walked on its stage. In working with people from all walks of life, from all over the world, I discovered that those who struggle most are individuals who are uncertain or unclear about who they are and what their purpose is. Issues of identity not only damage your psychological health, but also have negative physiologically and social effects. When you know or don't know who you are or how you fit into the world, you will inevitably experience frustration and unease that can present symptoms such as emotional distress, physical disease, and failed relationships. Wow, that is big right there. I've recently heard it said that what looks like resistance in all its various forms, I'm sorry, its various forms is often a lack of clarity. Once you are clear about what makes you tick, what drives you, what you stand for, and what you want. Excuse me for 1 second. And I call Desiree and tell her you'll pick up if she wants to be picked up. I'm sorry. I forgot to put my phone on silent. Okay, so let's say that little part again. Issues 1303. Issues of identity not only damage your psychological health, but also have negative physiological and social effects. When you don't know who you are or how you fit into the world, you will inevitably experience frustration and unease that can present symptoms such as emotional distresses, physical disease, and failed relationships. I've recently heard it said that what looks like resistance in all its various forms is often a lack of clarity. Once you clear about what makes you tick, what drives you, what you stand for, and what you want, and what you want to accomplish or achieve in life, you can begin competing for gold, going higher, faster, stronger than you thought possible. The journey begins with self knowledge and ends with self mastery. What is your true identity? Okay, I'm going to take my glasses off for this. This is getting good here. What is your true identity? Who are you? What your values are, what you stand for. They are your anchor, your North Star. You won't find them in a book. You'll find them within your soul. Wow. Who are you? Do you know? Without falling back on a title, can you with all certainty tell me yourself, your friends and family members, your boss, or your employees who you truly are and what you stand for? That's a good question. Is everything okay? Okay. Most people can't. Most people allow others to define them. The vast majority of us define ourselves based on a title or a role. Wow, that's good. That's deep right there. Because sometimes we could begin to try to compare ourselves with other people, and that's not wise. So I believe what she's saying in here, It says most people allow others to define them. So when someone says, oh, she's this or she's that, what she's saying is the vast majority of us define ourselves based on a title or a role. Wow. We then waste our precious energy and time trying to live up to others' expectations and demands. Most of us know more about what other people think of us and want from us than we know about our own thoughts and desires. Wow. We know more about what people expect of us than what we expect and desire for ourselves. Wow. To me, that's telling us that we need to take a look within ourselves. Let's look within ourselves and discover who we are, not maybe because someone else has given us a title. Okay, let's continue. But that's not going to be true for you, at least not anymore, if you're ready to commit to this journey of transformation. Wow, of personal growth. Then you must get honest with yourself and establish or own up to your true identity, who you really are. Let me just say, I'm going to stop right there because I want to say the Lord made us all uniquely different. He's given us all such beautiful talents, purposes, gifts, and accomplishments. He's given us so much on the inside. And I believe Dr. Cindy Trim is telling us in this portion that in this portion right here, that we should get ready to know our true identity. No one has your fingerprint. No one can be like, they can try to be like you, but they can't be you. Okay? So let's continue. The only way to truly succeed in life is to live authentically, true, to appreciate who you are and express yourself honestly to the world. Okay. I'm going to read that again because that's bear repeating. The only way to truly succeed in life is to live authentically. That means truthfully, right? To appreciate who you are and express yourself honestly to the world, right? Wow. You've already heard me mention that this is an inside job. The last and greatest of our human exploration is not outer space, but inner space, right? So, who are you? When I ask audiences this question, I frequently hear statements such as, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm an insurance broker, I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm an author, I'm a salesperson, I'm a professor. None of these titles are bad or wrong, but that's the thing. They're just titles you wear, roles you feel. And in some cases, page 26, mask you hide behind. Your work may help you express your gifts, talents, and abilities, but it doesn't, or at least shouldn't, define you, right? If your identity is wrapped around your job, what happens when you get laid off? That's a good question, right? Or when the company folds, or when you retire. Is your identity, career, or job title, wow, our inextricably, I said that wrong, I'm going to spell it though, inextricably linked, then you would be lost in limbo or inner conflict and confusion. Wow. So she's saying if we lose our job, because that's not our identity, when we lose our job or change careers, what happens after that? Because that's not our true identity. That's what you do, but it's not your identity. It's not who you are. Okay. Know your identity. It is not determined by your title. Some people answer the question, who are you? By looking to their family or their personal history. Now, I do believe your heritage, where you came from, and your inheritance, what you were born into, can contribute to what you believe about yourself. But as with roles, neither should define you. I was born into poverty. If I chose to limit my potential to the kind of lifestyle I inherited at birth, I never would have become the youngest senator appointed, she says. In my house country of Bermuda, I wouldn't have become a best-selling author, a successful entrepreneur, a trained psychologist, psychotherapist, I'm sorry, said that wrong, or a public speaker who has inspired audiences around the world. The same is true for your life. If you allow your heritage or your family history to establish the expectations for who you should be, how you should believe, or what you should accomplish, or are capable or incapable of accomplishing, you will never grasp the intent of your potential. Your history is a stepping stone on the path to your future. You're not meant to set up camp there, right? Your past doesn't define you. Another faulty way people tend to define themselves is by their past behaviors, achievements, failures, or circumstances. For example, you might hear someone answer the question, who are you? With statements like, I'm a hard worker, I'm an athlete, I'm an animal lover, I'm an introvert, I'm a widow, a widower, I'm an alcoholic, I'm an activist, I'm an convict, I'm sorry, I'm a resolving addict, I'm a single parent, or I'm a cancer survivor. Even if the statement is true, a best at best, it is a surface level description of your circumstances, of your past. Wow, that your past is not your prison, nor is it a predator of your future. Wow. Your past behavior does not define you as an individual. And with your lineage, when you buy into those external labels, you limit your potential to becoming anything greater. Wow. So if other people expectations, titles, your history, your past behavior, or your present circumstances didn't define you, what does? You do. You define you, right? Appreciate, she says, who you are. So many people believe they have to be something they aren't if they want to succeed. That lie is a trap that will keep you bound to a life spent struggling in mediocrity. That life is a trap that will keep you bound to a life spent struggling, right? The truth is, your dreams, passions, desires, and hopes are all seeds of greatness defined and is buried deep within you. They exist only because you already possess the potential for achieving them. Now, that was so good right there. I'm going to stop for a minute. And what we're going to do is I'm going to read it again And we're going to grab something away from that, because that's what we're reading for. That's what Read With Me is all about. It's about grabbing the secrets that are hidden in these books by kingdom leaders, okay? So I'm going to read that one more time. The truth is, your dreams, passions, desires, and hopes are all seeds of greatness buried deep within you. They exist only because you already possess the potential for achieving them. Oh, that's really, really good. Does that mean you can just sit back and allow the sun and rain to do the work for you so you can reap the harvest? Let's all answer that. No, there is a process and there is work that we have to do. So let's continue. Of course not, she says. So we all answered that correctly. You already have the creativity and the ability to succeed. That's all of us. Okay? However, success, whatever you determine that means for you, will require you to work the soul of your heart to nourish it with positive and value adding information, and to weed out negative attitudes, bad habits, and disempowering beliefs. You don't have to become something you're not in order to succeed. You have to become more of who you are. Wow, this is so good. Intentionality, crafting your identity. One of life's great joys is that you have the ability and freedom to be the person you want to be. In fact, you are the only one with the right to determine your identity. Your identity is not fixed and static. It is dynamic. Every day and every stage of your life you will discover more about the depth and breadth of who you are. Your indisputable authority over your identity gives you the power to create your future, your identity. Wow. What you believe about yourself shapes the narrative of your story in any given moment. You get to determine the plot twist. Wow. What you're overcome to accomplish. Let me read that again. What? OMG. I'm sorry. Anaya is on her way to get you already. Sorry, everybody. What I did was I forgot to turn my phone off, and now it's disturbing us. But you know what? It's not, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it over. Okay? Because that was my fault. Okay. Intentionality, crafting your identity. One of life's great joys is that you have the ability and freedom to be the person you want to be. In fact, you are the only one with the right to determine your identity. Your identity is not fixed or static. It is dynamic, right? Powerful, right? Every day and every stage of your life will discover more about the depth and breadth of who you are. Your indisputable authority over your identity gives you the power to create your future. Your identity, what you believe about yourself, shapes the narrative of your story. In any given moment, you get to determine the plot twist, right? What you've discovered, right? What you've overcome to accomplish your goals and achieve your dreams, who you are able to help, the success you enjoy in business, your financial wealth, and the riches of the relationships you have with others are all influenced by the identity you create. That should be excellent news, and it is. That is excellent to understand that every day we can allow the plot to twist, to turn for us, meaning we open ourselves up, right? We open ourselves up that as we learn how to compete with the best version of ourselves, that plot can twist it, like it can turn, you know, as those as we learn things about ourselves, we can say no or yes, right? We can really define and look into our true identity. Okay. That should be excellent news, she says. Okay. Wow. This is so good to me. Do you feel excited, energized, enthusiastic about your future? I'm going to answer yes. But she says, not yet. Well, our journey is just beginning. In actuality, I've actually had people to tell me they were astounded to learn that not only do they possess the ability, but they have the responsibility to determine their identity, to refine their temperament, and to polish their personalities. They were perhaps like you, dissatisfied with their stories and personal life narratives. They didn't like their career. They had outgrown a relationship or were unhappy with their financial situation, or they were lonely. Life wasn't going as planned, right? That's when I asked, could things be the way they are? This is one of her famous saying. Could things be the way they are because you are the way you are? The answer, of course, is a resounding yes. It's convenient to advocate one's responsibility. It's easier to hold someone else liable for your challenges and difficult situations. Wow, you know how we blame other people, right? For who we are and are not, is what she's saying. To believe that if only the market was better, or your boss was kinder, or if people weren't so annoying, then you could have the life you really wanted, right? That's us blaming other people for the way we are and what we think and feel about ourselves. That's what she's saying. Rather than be discouraged or overwhelmed, I hope you would choose to be empowered by the news that you have the ability to change your circumstances and results. You are not a prisoner of your past or present. The moment you make the decision to change, you can change your reality. If you want to have more, you must first become more. You must look within, is what she's saying. Look within. The first and best place to look to create real and lasting change is within yourself. We're truly grateful for this because this is big for us. This is really, really big. We have a few more minutes to read. Let's go in here and dig a little deeper, okay? Your identity is shaped by your beliefs about your ability, your personal power, talents, and potential. You can become the person you want to be by choosing what to believe about yourself and your capabilities. In the words of Viktor Frankl, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Wow. You must be intentional about crafting your identity. Otherwise, you will be relitigated to a metaphor. Wow. Light, a metaphor in life, which others decide who you are and how far you can go. Let's not allow that. Don't allow that to happen, because it's not really looking at, it's not showing your true identity of yourself, is what she's saying. Okay. Your dreams and potential, that's where they go to die. Okay. I promise there is more in you and to you than other people can imagine for you. Okay. Page number 30. Elevate your mindset. Okay. We got like 15 more minutes. We're going to go in here and then just see what we can grab out really, really quick. Okay. And just let's think on that until Friday, because Friday we'll be right back here. And what we'll do is, Friday is the 17th, right? I think it is 17th. So what we'll do is we'll come right back in, and then we'll continue reading, but we'll have something to think about. We'll have something to meditate on as we learn these awesome secrets to help us first identify who we really are, okay, and not who someone says we are or who we think we are, as saying we're a doctor or a lawyer, or I work in the healthcare industry or something like that. So that's basically what she's saying. Uh, um, she's trying to convince us to look within ourselves and to understand how we go about knowing our true identity. Okay. Okay. So it says elevate. Uh, I'm sorry. Page number 30. Elevate your mindset. Okay. How you see yourself influence how you behave, which influence how you grow, which influence how you interact with others and impact the world. Your beliefs are shaped by your thoughts and your words. They are perpetuated by your actions, and they become your future. If you want to change your life, to craft an identity that reveals a capable, successful, strong, and respectable individual, you must begin to see yourself that way. Your mind will accept whatever you tell it to believe. Let me read that again. Your mind will accept whatever you tell it to believe. I am strong. I am powerful. I am. Okay? If you tell yourself you are strong, smart, and capable, your mind will believe it and act accordingly, right? Unfortunately, most people give their minds a far less encouraging script to follow. Negative. The law of cause and effect states that good cause bring good. Okay, wait, I got to read that again. I stumbled. Let me try it again. The law of cause and effect states that good causes bring good effects, and bad causes bring bad effects. Likewise, your own cause, which is thoughts, deeds, actions, bring about your own effect. There is always an inner cause for every outer effect. That's true for your circumstances, and it's true for your identity. If you don't want to see something in your future, don't think about it today. What occupies your mind today will eventually fill your mouth, and the words you speak eventually become your reality, James Allen said. The outer conditions of a person's life will always be found to be harmoniously related to its inner state. This does not mean that a man's circumstances at any given time are an indication of his entire character, but that these circumstances are so intimately connected with some virtual, I'm sorry, I said that wrong, connected with some vital thought element within himself that, for the time being, they are indispensable to his development. Everything you are or experience and ultimately achieve can be traced back to how you use your thoughts and words. Page 31. Empowering part of this truth is that if you do not like where you are or who you are only one thought from turning toward the life you desire and becoming the person that you want to become. Wow. One action away from changing how you feel. According to Gretchen Rubin, author of New York Times bestseller, The Happiness Project, you can change the way you think simply by changing how you act. It begins by being intentional about your thoughts and actions. You must think and act the way you feel. Wow. Change your thinking, change your life. That is a mouthful. Change your thinking, changes your life. Let me say something about that. That's really big because some of us really, we grow up with this negativity about ourselves, these negative thoughts and feelings about ourselves, low self-esteem and stuff like that. And as we begin to grow and mature and get older, we don't lose those thoughts. We begin to walk those thoughts out. And what she's saying is change your thinking. So we have to change our thought process. We have to allow our positive, we have to allow positive thinking about ourselves and positive ways of being. I'm good, I'm strong, I'm productive. We have to think positively, right? And thinking positively about ourselves help us identify who we are and become a better person and identify who we really are truly and not trying to be like anyone else. Okay, so let's continue. Page 31. Change your thinking, changes your life. Most of our thoughts and actions are habitual, meaning that we don't consciously think about or choose them. Wow. They pop in and out of our minds based on what we've heard from the world around us and what we've told ourselves before. In Happy for No Reason, Marcy Smirnoff writes, according to scientists, we have about 60,000 thoughts a day. That's one thought per second during every waking hour. No wonder we're so tired at the end of the day. And that's even more startling is that what's even more startling is that of those 60,000 thoughts, 95% are the same thoughts you had yesterday and the day before and the day before that. Wow. It's like putting your entire life on stutter. No wonder we are unsuccessful in breaking unwanted cycles of sadness. Thank you, Lord. Failure and stagnation. This is bringing me to tears because it's so true. Rarely do we actually think about thinking. The norm is to sit back and let our minds run as they wish. But thoughts are, or at least they should be, a choice rather than a habit. While the right physical habit can help you achieve amazing things, Habitually negative thoughts can keep you stuck in a rut. I challenge you to consciously and daily conduct a thought audit. I got to stop right there. I have to. I have to stop right there. That right there that's huge. That's really really big. Wow. That's really really big. That just hit me. That was my first time reading that as well. I want you guys to know that. So, I'm going to read the challenge again really fast. She says, I challenge you to consciously and daily conduct a thought audit. That means every thought that is negative, I'm going to dismantle it. I'm no longer going to believe it. I'm no longer going to walk it out, allow it any of my thought space. Okay? So she challenges us to do that. And I take on that challenge. I hope you do as well, because 60,000 thoughts, 60,000 thoughts, she said, and 95% are the same thoughts we had yesterday, the day before, and the day before that. I'm thinking, taking from that, I'm thinking that this is those negative thoughts is part of how we believe. Like we believe that it's like convincing us to believe that we're sad, or nothing would ever work out, or this will never happen to me. So I'm going to take that challenge, and I really hope and pray those of you that are reading with me will take that challenge as well. I'm going to read it one more time, only because this is phenomenal. Okay. I challenge you, she says, to consciously and a daily conduct. Wait, let me say it again. Wow. I challenge you to consciously and daily conduct a thought audit. That means every thought that we allow to take up space within our minds, if it's not positive, let's conduct the audit. If it's not positive, don't believe it, don't receive it, and definitely don't walk it out. Let's read for a few more minutes here. Because the mind is continually in search of growth. Page 32. To spray thoughts like silly string, chasing down rabbit trails. Our minds are insatiably curious. This is why we habitually stroll through Instagram feeds, or click random YouTube videos instead of thoughtlessly letting our minds wander. We should be challenging our minds to learn new things. As the first century Christians writer, the Apostle Paul explained, you are transformed by the renewing of your mind, not by sitting back and thinking the same old thoughts. Wow. Hara Estroff Moreno, editor of Psychology Today, wrote in an article titled Depression During Doing the Thinking. Wow. Thoughts are mistakenly, 5 more minutes, seen as privilege, occupying a rare field territory, immune to being affected by mood and feelings, and therefore representing some immutable truths. Compounding the matter is that negative thinking slips into the brain under the radar of conscious awareness and becomes one of the strongest of habits and patterns. People generally, wow, let me say that again. People generate negative thoughts so automatically that they are unaware it is happening. Wow. That it is actually a choice they are making. If you want to change your life and intentionally shape your identity, you can begin today by changing your thinking. That starts by paying attention to the thoughts you allow to race through your mind and weeding out those that are keeping you from living authentically. Here's an activity that will help you recognize disempowering thoughts and replace them with words that reflect the truth and reality you want to experience. I'm going to go over the steps. However, we will not read what's under the steps, but I'm going to go over the steps today, and then we'll read what's under each step on Friday. Okay? Step 1 is audit your thoughts. Step 2, put your thoughts to the truth test. Is it truth? Is there truth about it, right? Number 3, displace negative thoughts with I'm thinking she meant replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Okay? So, this concludes our read with me. We will begin again on page 32. And step 1, I'm going to say it again, audit your thoughts. Okay? That's step 1. That's what we're going to begin Friday. But I'm going to give you the steps one more time. Step 1, audit your thoughts. Step 2, put your thoughts to the truth test. If it's not true, don't receive it. Don't let it linger, right? Step 3, replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Okay? So this concludes our read with me for today, July 15th. And we are truly empowered today with these secrets that Dr. Cindy Trim has put in this book so beautifully. We are going to, and I ask all of you guys to do the same thing because I'm going to do the same. I'm going to think about this. Think about what she's saying about my identity, about these negative thoughts that become belief systems for us and make it where we're stuck, right? I'm going to take a moment to think about those things, and I'm going to accept the challenge to audit my thought process of who others had said I am, right? And not going to believe that. I'm going to believe who God says I am. I'm going to replace negative thoughts, right, with positive thoughts. Okay? That's what she challenges us in for the word that we've read today. We're truly grateful that you've taken out time with us. We would love for you to like and to share, to follow us, subscribe, right? We're new at this. However, we're true to this, right? Because what I ask you to do, I'm going to do it myself as well. Thank you so much for just your time, for attending Read With Me, session 2. We are truly excited. And like I said, session 3 will be Friday, July 17th, the same time, 6 p.m. Hopefully sometime we start a few minutes later only because, we have little difficulties here and there, but it's okay. We try to do 45 minutes to an hour of reading to get the secrets out of these books. Okay. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. I am again, Dolores, the poet, right? And thank you so much for reading with me today. Have a beautiful rest of your day.